What's going on, YouTube? It's your boy Geoffrey again. Today we're going to do another Death Battle reaction. Today we're going to do Goku versus Superman round 3. Now, my money's going to Superman, so yeah. Superman, I'm placing my bets, all my subs and followers on my medias on Superman. In fact, I'll even bet Ponytown as a whole on Superman. And if Superman wins, I get to keep all of that and get a lot more fans, subscribers, and you get the gist, right? So here we go. Goku versus Superman, round 3. 3, 2, 1, clicky clack, we are back. Fight!
Son Goku, Superman. It's time to
My
answer
mind's
the
on
ultimate
Superman.
question, and we're taking it all into play.
We're examining Superman's extensive mainline comic book canon. Given Dragon Ball Super's contentious continuities, we'll include all 3, just to be thorough, plus Dragon Ball Heroes.
He's Wiz and I'm Boomstick.
And it's our job to analyze their weapons, armor, and skills to find out who would win a death battle.
A death battle.
Far away, in an enchanted land, an old master found a boy and marveled at his uncommon strength. This is the story of Son Goku.
Chances are, if you
Son
watch some
Goku.
localized anime, you
I
can
always just
thank
call him
this
Goku.
guy.
Inspired
What's
by
the
martial
whole
arts
name of
films
Son?
and his wife's interest in Chinese
Oh,
culture, Akira
right.
Toriyama
Son,
crafted the
right.
story and the character that would define generations to come.
Dragon
Okay.
Ball! Kakarot was born a low-class Saiyan on the planet Vegeta, narrowly escaped its destruction by Frieza,
Okay,
and was
so
raised on
basically
Earth by
Frieza
happy
destroyed their
old
entire
Grandpa
planet.
Gohan.
Not just raised, but trained. Gohan
Yeah, he's over
began
40
Goku's
years
teachings
old.
in martial arts, which he would find to be his true calling under the guidance of Master Roshi. Specifically, he learned the Kame-sen and Ryu style, which focuses on discipline and tenacity, both of which strongly
True.
define Goku's character.
The more he learned, the more he wanted to improve. This little low-class
The more
monkey
you
boy
learn,
would
the more
prove that
knowing
hard
is half
work
the
and
battle.
dedication can beat raw talent. Within just a few years, he was so strong, the only worthy teachers left were gods. And a talking cat,
Yeah,
but mostly
and my OC
gods.
is one
when
of
you're
them.
training to
So
dodge
he had
lightning,
teachers to
you
go
know
through.
you're a few leagues over everyone else.
He did have a slight advantage. Saiyans are naturally superhuman. They also take Nietzsche's famous words, "What doesn't kill you makes you stronger," very,
It's true.
very
What
literally.
doesn't kill
It's
you makes you
almost
stronger.
unfair how
It
much of a
doesn't.
boost in
It's
power
true.
they get after they're hurt.
While Saiyans like Vegeta may have abused this trait, it suits Goku. No matter how many times you knock him down, he will get
Yeah,
back
I'm
up
still placing my
stronger
bets
than
on
before.
Superman.
It helps that
okay?
he knows so many cool combat moves, like the Kamehameha.
An incredibly powerful technique that focuses one's ki into a single point for a devastating beam.
So challenging, it took Roshi decades to master, but Goku got it in like 5 seconds.
It's incredibly versatile, with over 50 different variations. For example, Goku can curve the beam after firing, or even shoot it from his feet.
But unlike most Saiyans, he doesn't just use ki to blow shit up. Moves like the Solar Flare, Energy Landmine, and God Bind require a lot more strategy and planning.
Because while Goku isn't exactly book smart, he is a genius when it comes to martial arts. He doesn't just train to conquer his opponents, but to conquer himself.
He's also got some different moves, like trapping you in a rice cooker.
Well, pretty much any container
A
can be
rice
used for the
cooker.
mop
That's
of a
why I
ceiling
don't
technique.
like rice.
Then there's
I can't have rice.
Kaioken,
Asthma
aka
attack.
instant steroids. Goku's multiplied his power by 20 with it before, and in a movie, he even got it up to times 100. What a badass!
The Genki Dama, or Spirit Bomb, is potentially his strongest attack, but it requires considerable time. Unlike instant
does.
transmission, which is a teleport
It
that's
does.
instant. The way it works is Goku detects another person, like a sort of beacon, then teleports to their location by launching himself through an alternate dimension where time stands still. Yes, according to the Daisenshuu guidebook, it's a dimension hop. You can actually see this in between space in some movies and games.
And the dubs wanted us to think it shot Goku's molecules around at light speed. Silly English.
The dubs did more than that. In fact, early dubs of Dragon Ball Z tried to rewrite Goku as a Superman figure. Even his famous speech on Namek about being the light in the darkness was originally about him coming to terms with his Saiyan heritage, accepting his anger and pride, avenging his people by defeating Frieza, and declaring himself the Super Saiyan.
Hell yeah! If there's any scene that deserves the word epic, it's when he went gold. Super Saiyan and its sequels all have official power multipliers, but they threw us for a loop by turning Goku into a god.
Super Saiyan God certainly changed things up. Goku gained Divine Ki,
Beerus.
a pure form of Ki unspoiled by mortal hands. Unlike normal ki, it can't be detected and appears to have healing properties.
Kinda like senzu beans. Did you know one senzu has so much healing juice it can regenerate a person's lost limbs? They're missing out.
God Goku reached a level of power that could compete with the greatest of deities, nearly shattering the whole universe with a single clash on his first go. Dragon Ball's cosmology is unique. This model is said to be an accurate depiction of Universe 7. There's a wrinkle there. When all of humanity went to heaven,
because Boo went boozerk.
Fidel commented that heaven is just as large as a
Universe 7 is my OC's
And
canon.
that's heaven. Big planet.
So let's scale things up with that in mind.
So let's
Doing
scale
so
things
would
up.
make Universe 7 over 1,500 times larger than our own observable universe.
And Goku could
Damn.
destroy that much the first time he went God. And he didn't lose that power. He learned how to use it even better, even in base
Because he never gives up. He still keeps trying.
form. Now, imagine how much stronger he became when he stacked Super Saiyan on Super Saiyan God and became Super Saiyan Blue.
Super Saiyan God.
My OC can do a Super Saiyan Blue thing, but he calls it Super Geoffrey Blue.
That's Super Saiyan.
Yeah, not saying that. Or after he trained with some almighty angels. Or when he perfected the blue hairdo and stacked Kaioken on top of that.
Goku has certainly performed great feats with God Ki, breaking through Hit's time stop by forcing himself into the future, holding off Infinite Zamasu, who was a sentient timeline, defeating Jiren, who shook the entire
Yeah, it's true. He fought
world
Jiren.
of Void by just walking.
He even tried out Hakai, the destruction god move that nopes you out of existence. Your being and your soul erased from all of time and space.
Like being sent to the Shadow
Culminating
Realm.
in his greatest form, Ultra Instinct.
Chrome
Ultra
Goku isn't a
Instinct. Just like the action figure in my room is Ultra Instinct.
normal
Goku.
transformation. It's a state of mind. Ultra Instinct is the highest peak of martial
Still placing my bets on Superman. I want Superman to win.
arts. Subconsciously making optimal choices because you're in the zone. Doing without thinking.
Something Goku has always been training to do. Technically, it can be used in any form, but when perfected, Autonomous Ultra Instinct makes you untouchable. No matter what comes his way, Goku will automatically dodge, block, and counter to the best of his ability, even pushing his body well beyond his physical limits. So far beyond, in fact, Ultra Instinct can summon a massive avatar to defend him when his own body can't.
That sounds really intense.
It is, which is why he's developed incremental versions of it for specific uses. It's extremely difficult to maintain the full form for long.
Until you get to Dragon Ball Heroes, aka Dragon Ball fanfiction gone Kaioken times 1,000.
Well,
And
technically
one.
a different continuity, CC Goku is functionally a stand-in for the mainline Goku. His history and powers are the same, making his story just as much of a what-if scenario as the multiple super continuities. The only real difference is Toriyama's not really involved.
This Goku used instant transmission to teleport through time and dimensions. He outsped a god who could see the future. He defeated Dark King Fu, who was gonna rewrite the entire universe. Hell, this series even makes GT cool. Xeno Goku
It's
can
true.
break space-time just by going Super Saiyan 4.
Looking back at that goofy monkey boy chopping wood and punching dinosaurs, it's almost overwhelming to think about how far Goku has come, how much he's had to face.
But no matter the challenge, he takes it head-on and pushes through.
Just like
Showing
me.
everyone, everywhere, how to go even further beyond. Faster
Next,
than a
Superman.
speeding bullet, more powerful than a locomotive. It's a bird. It's a plane.
It's Superman.
Superman.
Geez, just a locomotive? People in the 40s needed bigger imaginations.
Born on the far-off world of Krypton, the infant Kal-El was sent to Earth by his parents, narrowly escaping Krypton's destruction. Raised by farmers as Clark Kent, he eventually became Superman, champion of the oppressed, the man of tomorrow.
If you've only seen the movies, forget him. Comic book Clark's not the perfect Boy Scout, and he's definitely not Jesus.
Yeah, my OC, it's the same, so please stop worshiping my OC like that. Don't worship him like he's Jesus, okay?
Weren't the guys who made him Jewish?
Jerry Siegel and Joe Shuster were sons of Jewish immigrants and grew up in a time when anti-Semitism went largely unchallenged.
And then that ugly mustache showed up.
Understandably seeking escape from some truly terrifying horrors, the pair created Superman to be a simple solution to overwhelming problems.
A hero who could defeat any evil by just punching it. Hell yeah, that's how I live my life.
After almost 9 decades,
And Superman is 30 years
Superman
old.
has been many things. At the core, his story is one of a refugee, a child who lost his home, left to the mercy of alien people. This new world accepted him, raised him, gave him a new home, because helping others in need is the right thing to do. That's why he
Agreed. Helping others is the right
became
thing to
a
do.
superhero, the first superhero.
Everything's gotta start somewhere, but he was the first one to really take off. I mean, not literally. It took a while, actually, before he learned how to fly.
In fact, when Clark discovered his Kryptonian heritage, he struggled to accept it and subconsciously developed mental blocks, severing him from his true power, which he would uncover throughout his life.
He's strong enough to shoulder press the weight of the Earth for 5 days straight, or crush coal into perfectly cut diamond.
That's not how that works.
He's
Yeah, that's not how it
fast
works.
enough to reach the edge of the universe in seconds, or
Let's see how we would do a race against my OC. How about a race? My OC and Superman racing.
even break the bonds of infinity.
So can my OC.
He can do all that, but Batman can punch him out? Really?
You're probably thinking of Elseworld stories outside main canon like Dark Knight Returns. It's a good question though. Superman's powers have fluctuated over time for a variety of reasons. However, for Death Battle, we take the characters at their best.
Yeah, they take this shit really
Yeah,
seriously.
like how his breath is so powerful he can sneeze away a solar system, or blow air cold enough to freeze ghosts!
Speaking of, his X-ray vision doesn't just see through walls, he can see through your own body and mind to examine your soul.
And yet, he can't see through lead. That's okay though, he can just burn through it with his face.
Which is why lead poisoning is not
Since
good.
he gets his power from the yellow sun, his heat vision burns with the fire of a star. And if beams aren't enough, he can blast it out of his whole body for a super flare. It
Yeah, I need to have my OC dress up as
used
Superman.
to
Call him the Super
totally drain
Stallion.
him, but he's learned how to control it.
Simply put, Superman's powers defy physics. My favorite examples of this are when he rebuilt the reality warping miracle machine from memory, or punched Brainiac so hard every version of him felt it through all of time, or when he gained 10 years worth of medical training through only 5 minutes of reading, and then successfully performed lung surgery.
Nice. My favorite example is when he smelled brownies in North Dakota from orbit.
Even beyond his powers, Superman is no novice when it comes to the intricacies of battle.
He's trained in Kryptonian martial arts, which uses Chi, or as they call it, Shriyar. He even got summoned to Asgard to fight demons with.
Yeah, the reason why I get a haircut is because some people say that I have a Superman curl. I'm dead serious.
Thor for 1,000 years.
Superman can resist being erased from existence, such as tanking Darkseid's Omega Beams. Even Retcon and the Time Trapper, both of which hijack and alter timelines, can't touch him. Not because of his powerful mental defenses or healing factor, but because he's a cosmic linchpin in the greater metaverse.
Timelines literally revolve around him.
But let's
This is the same thing with my OC. My OC is literally like
address
Superman.
the ass-shaped elephant in the room. You may have noticed we've covered a variety of Superman eras. Superman, and DC Comics as a whole, have gone through multiple retcons.
Golden Age, Silver Age, Pre-Crisis, Post-Crisis, New 52, Rebirth, and so on.
It would help to know which one is the main Superman, right? Well, they all are.
Yeah, the latest reboots basically said everything in the main series is kinda canon, even when he had wacky powers like changing his appearance with a super muscular control.
Same with my OC. My OC is officially canon to everything.
I guess he can still phase through almost anything, even people.
Look, if you really dig into it, this isn't new. Plenty of characters have recalled events from supposedly retcon timelines before.
Like my OC and me, for
Yeah,
example.
post-crisis Supes did start as less powerful than in pre-crisis, but that was because of the mental blocks.
Though he's not a complete composite, there's so many other Supermen out there.
Future Superman, Big Robot Superman, Commie Superman, Dinosaur Superman. There's a bunch.
Still, this new canon
Which also means there's a bunch of Geoffreys out there, like the Geoffrey
affected his
verse.
abilities. For example, he and other Kryptonians can effortlessly travel through time. And while Superman's powers stem from the Earth's yellow sun, exposure to a blue star increases them even further. In fact, upon visiting a white star, he attained a whole new level of power.
When that old baldy Lex teleported him to another galaxy, Superman just popped back up, saying
Like, surprise,
space time
mofo!
has lost its meaning for him. He really just said that.
Remember, Superman defies physics.
Same here. My OC defies physics.
When he used heat vision to restart the universe by making an all-new Big Bang.
We've seen that his universe
Which is currently what I'm
has
doing
a
right
radius
now.
of at least 100 trillion light years, but we can
Doing the good old Big Bang
calculate a more
Theory.
exact figure. The DC universe is 15 billion years old and expands at 60 trillion light years per half second. This means its radius must be over 50 nonillion light years across.
What? That's 31 zeros, and Soups helped make that happen.
Well, about 1/5 of it. That's still immense power, but if you want something bigger, here's the Anti-Monitor blasting Golden Age Superman with all the energy of the antimatter universe. And then Superman,
Punched him so hard it kickstarted another one of those reboots.
Now, Superman does have weaknesses. There's kryptonite, of course, and exposure to red starlight can fade his powers over time.
Not all at once. He has been able to move planets around while under a red star. So...
And everyone knows Superman can't deal with
Yeah, and purple tall crystals are like my kryptonite.
magic.
Keep them away
But
from
it's
me.
more accurate to say he doesn't have any special resistances to it. He's defeated plenty of magic users before, even Shazam.
Superman challenges the idea that absolute power corrupts absolutely. He's
It does. Power
the
corrupts.
goodest good guy of them all, but there is nuance to being good, even if he is the ultimate power fantasy, unstoppable and incorruptible.
Such as when he took on the World Forger, one of the most powerful reality shapers in all of creation.
Who was in the sixth dimension, crafting a whole new multiverse to replace the one Clark calls home. Who's gonna stop him?
Superman could, and the Forger knew it. So he was trapped on a world with a sun so distant he could never escape. Or so the Forger thought.
Instead, Clark found the strength he needed to fly at that sun, dip through a ton of stars, KO the World Forger, and shatter his new multiverse with a single punch. Because that's Superman, a simple solution to overwhelming problems.
Same thing with my OC. A overall solution to solving any kind of problem and saving the
The
world.
kind of person to save a cat from a tree, answer Christmas cards from
Or like the time I saved a cat from a
strangers,
coyote.
and tow hundreds of planets to a new galaxy all in the same day. What's not to like?
Truth and justice has no better champion than the Man of Steel.
Or the green horse of steel. And flesh and fur and whatever.
All right, the combatants are set. We've run the data through all possibilities.
It's time for a death battle!
Here we go, guys. Here's the conclusion death battle of the 3 death battles I'm reacting to. First it was Harry Potter and Luke, then SpongeBob and Aquaman, and now Superman Goku. I'm placing my bets on Superman.
Today's the day. We'll finally settle who's stronger.
If you say so.
You're holding back. Give it your all. No regrets.
I'm doing just fine.
I guess we can wish it back later.
World made of cardboard. All right, I'll show you just how powerful I really am.
Go get him, Superman.
Looks like a job for
Boom! Kablam!
Well, what do you think?
That was awesome! Nice suit!
Oh, thanks. Kryptonian fabric. My mom made it for me.
He's gone Ultra Instinct. Oh, this is gonna be close. This is gonna be a really close battle. That's a lot of suns and stars and stuff.
Finally!
And here comes the turning point.
Ah, darn it.
Almost had me there. That was actually pretty fun.
Yeah, it sure was. But I'll be stronger next time.
I look forward to it.
Let's go again.
You're on.
I wonder if this is gonna mean that they're gonna do a round 4. But whatever the case, Broha for all the bronies.
KO! That's it! The final, indisputable answer!
It's no contest. Superman wins, and I was on Team Superman this time.
Am I kidding? People are gonna argue this one forever.
They're so...
It's true. People are going to argue forever, but eventually they're just going to accept that Superman is just stronger than Goku. It's just no contest.
many ways this battle could go, especially with all the other continuities.
Yeah, for real. Goku would kick almost every other Superman's ass, except for the main one. There's a...
Yeah, but then Superman would have to do his newest competitor, which is my OC. And I'm sorry to say this, but if my OC was to fight Superman, there would be 2 outcomes. 1, both would die. Or 2, it would just end up in the draw anyways because both would not want to hurt each other. Because Superman likes to take care of animals and help people, and so does my OC. My OC doesn't want to hurt anyone, and neither does Superman. So there's literally no way for that debate to be resolved. You like a green pony and Superman cannot kill or hurt each other. There's just no
Lot
contest.
to cover, so let's address the 5 categories most representative of this fight.
First up, strength. Both could hit hard enough to break or make their whole universe, or take it in stride, like when Superman got smacked by the whole antimatter universe.
At most, Dragon Ball's universe is 1,505 times larger than our own. But based on the DC Universe's officially established age and rate of expansion, it is 1.6 vigintillion times larger, over a novemdecillion times more than Goku's.
At some point, you reach a number high enough that it just doesn't mean anything anymore. Anyway, Goku's obviously gotten stronger since the Beerus fight, even by billions or trillions of times. He's defeated Jiren, Broly, Moro, and Fu.
But even if we highball Goku by quadrillions or quintillions of times,
There's just no contest.
the gap is just too much, especially with the World Forger feat. Not even Heroes competes with that. Superman takes the edge in strength.
But strength isn't everything. Let's talk speed. Both are obviously way faster than light, but Superman crossed that mega-sized universe of his in seconds and flew faster than infinity.
Makes sense, he can keep up with the Flash, whose speed is so ludicrous it's unquantifiable.
Don't count Goku out, though. Flying across the entire afterlife in base form and outspeeding Eos's future sight takes some crazy speed.
Fighting Zamasu as an omnipresent merged timeline also implies immeasurable speeds.
That, combined with instant transmission and ultra instinct, could probably keep up.
Maybe. Quantifiably, Superman is faster, but both are immeasurable. The safest bet here is to say they tie in speed.
Especially when we look at skill. Goku's a martial arts master. He's definitely got better battle instincts. He wants to fight and is dedicated to his training, while Superman sees training as a means to an end.
Superman's knowledge in pressure point combat and Kryptonian martial arts are impressive, but he's only used them a few times. It would be disingenuous to say he's an equivalent master at them.
So Goku wins in skill, but not necessarily in experience.
Don't get it wrong, Superman is not a mindless brawler. He's trained with Batman and Wonder Woman. He's even defeated martial arts experts like Cobra without powers.
Goku has spent decades training, but Superman battled Norse demons for 1,000 years.
He's also astonishingly brilliant, like when he reassembled the reality warping miracle machine from memory. Experience obviously goes to Superman, but perhaps less obvious is our last category, powers.
Hakai, Spirit Bomb, Mafuba, Instant Transmission, God Key, God Bind. How does Goku not win with those?
In Dragon Ball, Ki is dependent on physical ability, so it's different from magic. God Ki is simply pure Ki, and magic isn't an auto win against Superman anyway, whose greater strength could break out of something like the God Bind.
Mafuba and the Spirit Bomb would take way too long, and Goku's never successfully used Hakai before. Even if he did land it, Superman's impossible to erase from reality. Like, he's tanked Omega Beams, which do the same thing as Hakai.
Superman can time travel, countering Instant Transmission's similar ability from Heroes. And regarding teleporting him to a red star, ignoring the fact that Saiyans can't breathe in space, though Goku's certainly tough enough to withstand a vacuum, Instant Transmission requires another person to act as a beacon. He can't just warp to any red star.
Even if he did, Superman could simply fly away and find a blue or white star for a supercharge.
And Goku could not pull off the same trick twice, as Superman could phase through his attacks.
So, that's it then. Clark has too many
Yeah, Superman
counters, so he
wins.
takes the edge in powers and it's over.
Well, I think there's something else. Goku versus Superman breaches a broader zeitgeist. It's more than just two characters fighting. For a
It's a moment of
whole
history.
generation, especially in 90s America, superheroes represented an unyielding status quo. Spider-Man, Batman, Captain America
Told you it'd be a status quo.
rarely change who they are or what they believe in. For a lot of people, that's tiring, and Superman is an icon of that. Then along came anime. There was a whole other world of ideas and stories for us sheltered Westerners to experience, and Goku's an icon of that. So
Agreed.
while many see this as a debate between characters, others see it as a debate of ideologies and culture.
Yeah, they say it's like a debate of ideology and like other kind of stuff.
And if that's what's at stake, who wants Goku to lose?
Yeah, good question. Who? Not I. Like who?
You're sure you're not overthinking this?
It's not our intent, but it does call into question what we're doing. How can people...
It does. It brings our minds into question of who would win Goku versus Superman. There's just no contest. It's just Superman that always
agree
wins.
with what we take as fact when fiction relies on interpretation? Are we stripping characters of their importance by simplifying them to contestants in a vacuum
No, they're not.
of violence?
No.
And if so, then what's the point?
Exactly. What's the point? Because they're not.
Because it's fun, Wiz. Damn it, man. There's more than one way to appreciate something. We're having a great time talking about awesome characters and slamming it.
Yeah, and I can't wait to see him do a death battle of my OC versus another character. Like, that would be pretty cool to see, like, let's say my OC fighting a villain. Or better yet, imagine if they did their own version of the death battle, Thomas versus Lightning McQueen. That'd be
Action
something.
figures together, and that's okay.
Yeah, you're right.
I'm just saying, no matter who you prefer, that battle was super, man.
That's the worst pun.
What? It fits them both.
It's so lame.
I don't see you doing any better.
I do the math, the pun's your job.
Well, maybe if you math as good as I punned, then Goku would have won.
What is wrong with you?
And that, ladies and gentlemen, was Goku versus Superman Round 3 Death Battle. I hope you enjoyed this reaction. Feel free to like, comment, share, and subscribe to the channel. Follow the socials that you'd see on my, click on my channel. You'll see them, obviously. So, now this debate is finally over. I'm going to get back to my normal, uploading routines and get my other wishes to come true over time. So, stay tuned for more videos and stuff on the community of YouTube and all my socials. So, yeah.